chapter management and quality management. That's what we're going to see now. Keep it. Okay. And quality management. First, what is productivity, and then how to manage. So, execute, control. That's not management. Quality management. Quality management. Again, what ways we can improve our quality is what is discussed in quality management. So, get into the topic. First, productivity management. Productivity. How your productivity? Are you productive? Something being productive. Production percentage. As expectation, what did you deliver? That's your productivity. Solution is productivity is a number. We got more when we go in. So basic concepts. The activity was there, which I've converted into a visual. C implies, what does it imply? It is attitude, constant urge. A constant urge means a rush to do things. I'm constantly trying to do something. It's an attitude. I want to make a change. I want to constantly do faster or quicker, easier and safer. Straight to all this, better, cheaper, quicker, easier, safer, you become productive. So 1 unit, hours, man. Another constant training. Now I'm able to do it in say 1 hour 45 minutes. That is productivity improvement. Productivity in general is improvement. So better, cheaper, quicker, easier, and safer ways. So, productive, stay productive. If you don't do anything, you are not productive. Keep listening to this, hearing this, right? Do something productive. Don't waste your time. Do something which has some value. Relationship of output to input. So production is absolute count. What is the production today? So we produced 5,000 units. Productivity today. We have to produce in the today our should have produced 6,000 units, but we produced only 5,000. So we got 8.33%. So did you use more than expected or less than expected? Relation of output to inputs per man hour. In the man hours available should have been production in the man hours available should have been 6,000, but it's only 5,000. So my productivity was 5,000 divided by 6,000. You get 83%. It all helps measure success. The more productive you are successful. If I'm more percent productive, I'm successful. If I'm best in productivity, see, production could be based on time hours. Say I worked 8 hours and produced units. You worked 10 hours, you took 2 hours overtime and produced 100 units. Of us produced 100 units, but I did it in 8 hours. So activity is in 80 produced 100. 8 or 80 I produced 100. So my production percentage or productivity is 125%. Whereas you produced 10 per unit, which was expected, 10, 100 units. So your productivity was 100%. I'm at 125%. So that's my productive measure of success. It tells me how well resources are utilized. Productivity is better, my resources are being utilized better. If my productivity is less than that, I'm not utilizing my resources very well. Angle to productivity. That improves standards of living. For the individual, it's very good to others. You get incentives. You do a Halsey plan, Rowan plan, and all that in costing labor. There are various ways in which you will be incentivized. So you get a lot of XP. You become better in terms of standards of living. Your living standards go up because you are earning more. Control inflation. The more reduce, the more productive you are. Inflation, same definition, too few, too few goods. If you have economics, there is a lot of money in the market, but so once everyone's demanding the same unit, the price goes up. That is so money chasing too few goods is inflation. Activity you are giving a lot more units, you are using a lot more units, so your inflation is kept low. Lot of available in the market, so inflation is kept low. Longer economy. So you have to produce a lot, you are able to sell it to outsiders, expect. So if foreign exchange reserves go up, so you are better country, you are stronger economy. What China doing? So they are very productive in terms of goods. So use and supply to the whole world. Because of that, very strong to us. Now productivity index or activity calculation percentage. The shift between on output in numeric terms. So we have seen some examples over the last few slides. I was telling some examples. To output, what is it used or raw material used to output, or to produce per labor, per machine hour, what is the function? So its productivity becomes productivity. Until to profits earned. Productivity of the capital. How capital? Your profit as a percentage of capital. You get returns. This is the return on capital employed. So the activity of the capital. Between input and output and term is out divided by input. So what divided by input. So in examples, Zabin will come. Suppose I 8 hours per hour is my actual production in so 100 unit 100 by 8 hours equal to this is my productivity. And how did I fare? I performed 5% productive. My price 50 per hour. Also do it. Used. Per input. Material used, I get 1.2 kg of production. So 100. So my action is for every KL, I get 1.2 kg output. I kgs. So is using raw material. So my out 1 kg raw material, but I should have done 1.2. My productivity, and it's at 9% of my expectation standard. Measurement can be done in terms of units. When you single resource, say you did labor on, see this is just labor based productivity. This is raw material based productivity. You based on ingredient. So I have to do based on all these ingredients, material and labor. One is in hours. How to make both? You actually do money value. Multiple resources. Measure the value of all this. So what is cost per labor hour? And then hours. Similarly, what is the cost? And finally, what is the output value? Whatever you're doing in standard costing, right? Converting everything into money value and then finding out what variance. Similar. So you have to convert everything into monetary value and then the calculations. Simple input. So why productivity is important? Why you should be very productive? Your productivity should be very high. The productive you are, if your productivity is better, you're with competition. You can be better than your competition. It helps management. If productivity, I can compare with my peers, all my editors, and see in-firm comparison, inter-firm, between firms, between two entities, we can compare performance to see how good we are compared to them. So it management takes some strategic decisions. If they are better off, how to retain that position. If they are worse, how to improve, or strategic decision. Intra comparison. Intra is within the firm. Tactic support. So vision is doing good, vision is not doing good. Or we did like this year we are doing like this. How to improve the numbers, how to reduce the wastages, and so on and so forth. So that is your tactical performance. And then planning. Because output ratio, you can see how many units of raw material or labor I need to produce this quantity because I need to supply so many kgs to my or so many units to my customers this year. I need to get this market share, what I need. All these can be calculated using your input. Again, activity for that. And administration. So varying uh, you need to in a company. So you see year on year how we are performing, negotiate bonus with our laborers, or agree to increments because they are more productive. They may demand more or less productive. We can tell them that. We tell that if it is not up to the mark, it will be difficult to increase your salaries alone. So, and the government for policy making, all these are various guide to the management, different areas where product helps the management. And then progress year on year, whether I'm becoming better. So if I'm improving, then there is a progress happening. You would learning curve. When you keep the same thing over and over, your productivity goes up. So your curve, what is the impact of that? Those you can check using your activity number. Or maximum utilization of scarce resources. When you have resources, the resource availability is not that great. You have to activity of that particular input. If it's a scarce resource, how to improve the productivity of raw material. Again, regional costing, you would have seen it from contribute terms, which is better. If there is a short supply of raw material, AAB or skill hours, how to maximize the profit. We do that again, productivity based. National prosperity we saw some time back. If the country is more productive, laborers are more productive, the country becomes better integrative world. Sport, we get a lot of business. We grow as a country. So that expand the same where we are, we can expand the industry. Say technologies, mobile phone technology, when they are selling more and more, they have to get a lot of profits, which they reinvest and they expand the scope of the industry, reinvesting the profits into the industry for research, development, and all that. And then supply better productivity means your costs are lower. Costs are lower, you can produce and substitute at a low cost. The quality, because it's better ways of doing things, better ways of doing things, will as a company will go up. People respecting your goods because you give good quality for low price. And then activities for the laborers, for the society. With all this, your goodwill will go up. Again, competition, even international competition is better. Improves productivity. So we'll two ways of measuring productivity. One engine output per input. That's what we saw here. Per kg, what is my output? 1.1 kg. As a percentage of input. Perform out per unit of input, per hour of input. That way of doing it. Out per unit of input. Or in per unit of output. I believe. So this is labor input. Input, let's see how it works. Again, 8 hours. 12. Instead of saying how long it takes, 1, so 0.5. No. Now, 7.5 minutes to every unit. And my question was, units. Hours required per unit. To calculate. My standard time is given as 7.5 minutes per unit. Actual time into minutes. 8 hours into 60 divided by 120. Let's see, standard time is 5 minutes, or it can be even 7.5. No worries. So time per unit is given as 7.5 minutes. My actual production in 8 hours was 120 units, which I took only 4 minutes per unit instead of 7.5 minutes. So to calculate my productivity now, my product was 4 minutes per unit. Productivity percentage. We did for productivity percentage. Numerator was actual. Denominator was standard. Actual divided by this was old calculation. Now, but to tell me on 100 in terms of performance or productivity percentage than expectation or worse than expectation. Is the team better or worse? They are 7.5 minutes per unit. They are taking better. Only 4 minutes per unit. On actual by standard, what will happen? See, my actual is 4 divided less than 100% productive? No. So my calculation now is by actual. So 7.5 divided by less. So 188% productive. 4 minutes per unit. Expected to produce at 7.5 minutes per unit. So performance is 188%. That is so they have taken 7.5. Suppose this is 3 minutes per unit. The expectation was 3 minutes. My actual was 4 minutes. So I'm at 75% productive. Low 100. So similar, yeah, material. So or labor hours unit produced is productivity. Can you see the unit produced per labor hour? Hours required per unit. So we are seeing it in terms of input. Here it is seen in terms of output. How per unit of input per unit of output. Both you can measure. Only remember, if your as output, the actual divided by standard. If your input, it will be standard divided by actual. That is very important to remember. So wage calculations, hours, unit an hour, just productivity ratio of capital, net profit by capital employed, return on capital employed, finance value added by labor cost. If not, now you will read it in your final value added statements in accounting, financial accounting. By labor cost alone, what value labor cost add? Money value of valuation. One value added divided by labor cost. Similarly, value added divided by conversion costs. So value did I add on all costs, conversion costs, raw material, labor, overheads, all costs together. That is my actual versus my actual. What is the cost? Percentage of value added. So productivity. Output, here we are seeing only value added. Value, you see it in GST and all that, right? So my input at a given cost, my output is at so and so. So this is my value added. Let's say 12,000. My value 7,000. Example, again, simple example. I said lease at this cost. Value of raw material is price and so my value addition in this is 7,000 rupees. Told 12,000 rupees worth at least. My rice and dal costed me 5,000. So my value addition process, it did with that raw material, created a value, additional value of 7,000 rupees. So this is added. In simple labor cost, I can do purely labor value added, or all the conversion costs you can do. Again, productivity is value of input divided by value of output divided by value of input. As earlier, instead of doing it in unit terms, you can do it in month terms also. Because of calculation, one is in hours, one is in kgs, one is in liters. Bringing there will be difficult. So we use this methodology, productivity. How to calculate it? Of output of goods and services divided by value of labor, capital, material, other inputs. Whatever you have put in, the all that and the value. So what productivity? If you have produced more value, you are better than 100. If your value of output produces less than 100, then you are bad. So this combined productivity. I have to bring the money value of all this because these are in different terms. Say power is in number of units, kgs, money is in some interest terms, labor is in hours. So bring all this in the numerator, denominator, and numerator number of units of units, or is even more difficult. When I'm servicing people, it's difficult. So everything into value terms, you get your productivity. There are various aspects. We see strategic management There are ways of motivating labor. So we saw it in the department level strategies, process level strategies. We saw labor. And what did we see? We uh, you labor and communication. How to improve labor productivity? We saw in the project management. Same terms, labor participation in decision making. You involve them in the decision making process. That's very, very important. Improve communication with them. Be front, be more actively communicating. So what is happening in the business? So all this becomes better, and better, uh, not in mundane job. Give them some better work to do. Let them feel the value of what they are doing. And welfare, labor welfare, incentives for their performance. All this will improve my productivity. And the planning. Don't just pull them in the last minute. At 5 o'clock, don't tell them that there is a pending task. You have to stay for another 2-3 hours. They planned something their family. You are upsetting them. Their motive will go down. So do it better. So human aspects, all these. A supply of inputs. How to improve my productivity using better inputs. Better quality raw material gives me better quality output. If I buy poor quality raw material, my output is also going to be bad. So remember that. So, and then equipment, very good equipment, my output will be better. If my is not that great, my output will be of poor quality. If I have well maintained technology equipment, my output will be better. So, and reducing human component. The more human intervention, the output not be consistent. Human intervention always has some degree of inconsistency. To do better tomorrow, some they may miss 1 or 2 uh, units. They miss out on the quality on a simple process because human intervention is there. For machine intensive process, then you productivity, and then utilization or full utilization of machine and outputs. That's also important. These will improve your productivity. Technology, you can do studies and see where the time wastage is, time study, motion study, job study, work study. All these studies would have in chapter 4. So, studies to improve productivity, amplification and standardization. Keep the process too complicated. Simple, standard, it becomes easier to perform. If you have a complicated process involving 150 steps, it will be some quality concerns. That's very simple, straightforward, or break the work into multiple tasks. Division of labor. You taught it in economics, right? Division of labor. Split all process into multiple parts. Suppose the same person is to an entire car, thousands of components. The individual is supposed to assemble all the components together and then send it out, versus the whole line is broken out into steps. The first person does something, second person does something, third person does something, so on and so forth. Some fits the seats, somebody else fits the engines, fits other motors, so on and so forth. So division of labor, simplify the process and standardize the process so it becomes easier. Apply control techniques. So if there are errors, how to find it using technology. Say use some sensors to identify whether there are any problems. Common most about example, probably you would have also heard it elsewhere. Of making bathing soaps. So they had this constant complaint from their dealers that or their units that some of the box empty. So one or two boxes are not getting packed because it's a continuous process, machine-driven process. They are not able to find out whether every box of soap has soap really inside it, bath soap inside it. So wanted advice with brought in. They were using infrared, UV scanning, X-ray scanning, and so on and so forth. They were trying to stop it, but if you did, we would have enjoyed because eventually, a mechanic or labor person from the floor bring a large industrial fan. You see all these large pedestal fans, right? To bring large pedestal fan and kept it at the end of the product line. What happens? Box will not fly because of that fan. Empty will automatically fly away from the conveyor belt. So you get a solution. An application of some technique. So bring techniques so that the productivity improves. Otherwise, if somebody has to pick every box and find out whether there is uh, inside the box or not, then throw away those without a soap inside it. It will take longer. Manual process. Where some technology was used. Again, going fast air on the conveyor belt, help them do it. Lay out material handling, reduce the material handling time or hours of movement or distance of material moving. If you can automate the process, bring conveyor belts, chutes into the process, gravity tubes into the process, bring it so that it becomes faster. Again, when you go back to your history channel or discovery channel, watch these action processes, you will start enjoying this subject even more. And then techniques. Again, one other, we saw the example, inspection technique, how to improve the inspection process. So this, when you start reading about smart as in business processes, you will learn about all these, how they do it. And the clip we sometime back, we found McD's process. You can go back and watch it. I have tagged that to the chapter. Watch it if you have not watched it earlier. Look how well they have done it. Productivity, things that improves overall industrial productivity. The industry does better. So the telecom is today giving you calls at available. Can you hear? Can you hear now? Okay. Somebody able to hear me? Uh, reconnect in a minute. Can you hear now? Okay. From network stability. We are talking about technology, the telecom industry. We have a problem in the network. So, telecom industries started in 1990s. I don't know many of you were at that time. So, we used to see these large cell phones, cellular phones. They look like mini bricks. Outgoing call costs you 24 rupees per minute. 24 rupees per minute. Income call costs you 18 rupees per minute. This was the money they were charging 20 25 years back. But today free in outgoing, free roaming. Roaming is even more costly. You have to pay thousands of rupees to free with that cell. Normally, they use it as a missed call. So you get missed call, look a number, and then dial from your landline. So it's used earlier and all those. Today, technology has come in and it has impacted use. All these has gone up. So we'll see some of the aspects. The aspects in industrial production, size of the plants, the large size plants could produce more at lower cost, so that was helping them. And research and development activity. So industries are spending money in research and development. Your cell phones are becoming smaller, thinner, less weight, and lot more performance is improved. And then plant and job layout. So how the plant is designed, how the job is designed. All these are done with a lot of research. So technology is applied in all this. Again, go back to your history discovery channels, how things are built. And when an equipment design, equipment, every machine is designed in a way that your activity goes up. So ease of handling the machinery. I don't have to repeat it over and over. The importance of watching these programs on how things are made, or how these are it's built, are very good programs. Which overall production process is improved, and steps are cut down so that you can improve your productivity. And then raw material selection, raw materials so that your time to can go down. Or say example, earlier we were using iron or steel for doing things. Today they are switching to aluminum for weight. So better fuel efficiency, faster delivery, all being done as improvement and management techniques. All the management techniques involving planning, coordination, control. These are now being typically use statistical measures, use artificial intelligence to do things. So it tells you whether you have to check this process or not, whether it's productive or not. So all technology developments in the industry which can improve your overall productivity. And then at employee level factors, individual factors. Should have demand, and just two words, and willingness to a product. You should be able of buying it. You should have money, power to buy it, and the willingness to buy it. Only then you have created demand. Just without willingness, you are not going to buy it. Just willingness without ability, you don't have money but you want to buy it, you are not creating demand. So demand is a combination of ability and willingness. So here's knowledge, training, education of the employees. See, earlier, software industry was not that great in India. People were studying mechanical engineering, electrical engineering. The industry grew. Lot of software companies come in. People switched from all industries to software industries, software engineering. Knowledge available going up was made better. Having better training in programming, in data management, and all that. And the education standards in these areas were going up. Do they have the right aptitude, the smartness to learn new things, their personality, the education was provided to them, the experience they get? All these will influence your productivity. The more mature an industry is, they attract a lot of experienced talent. I'll help you improve your overall productivity. And then business part, entity. When large companies are there, they're growing, they have a very good brand. People want to work with them. They like the company, so automatically they start producing because they want to stay in that company. So their attitude or the willingness goes up. So not an attitude or the three components for production for an individual, all the goes up as influences industrial productivity. So whole becomes more productive. And then level factors. What are all organizations, the business is doing or the factory is doing? Industry relations. Among the peers, they have good relations. Uh, they M is the company. Say as one such company, Larsen and Toubro, not a family-owned company. It is purely owned by the employees of the company. So decentralized business. So you can take decisions that give them the pride, ownership. They become more productive. Participative management involve laborers in your decision making. Decisions, move to a new city, into new product, stopping an existing product. Involve the people. They become more productive. That impacts the overall industrial productivity. Good policies. Long maternity leaves, paternity leaves, they give you benefits, only benefits. Overtime pays are very good, very good. All these will improve the employee productivity. Open communication, we cannot stress more. Open, quick communication, real-time communication is very important. And then come the work environment. So where work, if it's a winning place, people want to work there. Team, not so. You will see this in T also. TQMS, total quality management, is all about not just the product quality. The factory must be very neat. The old building must be very clean, well maintained. Laborers must be very clean. The facilities must be very neat and tidy, hygienic. All these are quality aspects. You have to focus on, not just on the product quality alone. Quality could be if you are in a very bad environment, if it's a shabby, not very neat, no one will come. The customers will not like to be there. If you say, in times you want to watch the new movies, test release movies in the best screen, very neat multis, right? You don't want to watch it unless you are a first day first show guy and you don't get tickets. You may want to go to a dirty looking theater. Otherwise, you want to see it in those large, fancy looking multiplexes, despite having to pay more. Why? Because you value the condition, the environment, the conditions there. This is important. The lighting, safety, ventilation, air conditioning, everything is very important. Similarly, workers, so they are also human beings, so they also feel the importance of all this. Your rate can impact your productivity. Natural resources can impact your productivity. You are getting tired faster, you are not able to produce enough. So that is natural effects. Managerial factors, how management is able to run this business, how far they take decisions, how they're looking into the future, what is their capability of looking into the future, or managerial factors. And then policies, how they promote the industry, how they safeguard the industry, how they support the industry. They may get a tax holiday, then the industry will improve their productivity. More people will come into the industry. Tax rates are they charged? Low tax rates, high tax rates. And then protect industry. How well it is protected? Are they charging anti-dumping duty when importers are being, or foreign countries are dumping their goods into the country? Chinese goods are getting import anti-dumping duty. So they're protecting the industry, local industry. And then all these are government aspects which impacts your productivity. Productivity, we have already discussed this. Just telling you again, product absolute terms is produced per given period. That's all. Totally produced. Product is the ratio of output to input. What output should be as against what was input. That relationship is productivity. No relationship between production and productivity always, because production in 10 hours, production in 8 hours. More to 10, more production will be there. Doesn't that productivity is better? So somebody is able to produce 80, another one is able to produce 100, then there is better productivity. When I 80 units in 8 hours, you produce 80 units in 10 hours, are producing 80 units. The production and production is 80 in both cases. Productivity is the same. I'm productive than you are because I did in 8 hours, you did it in 10 hours. So as a measure of input. So this is a number. That's why all other things being constant, if everything else is constant, production goes up, productivity also goes up. 8 hours, you also spend 8 hours. And then you're also saying using the same machine. I'm producing the same product, you're also producing the same product. The production is higher, then your productivity is higher. Others, there is no relationship. You cannot say always more production means more productivity. Not the case. In production alone, which will bit, I'll quickly finish TQM, ISO, and then come here. Management is one's version of quality control. So after products, that there is product quality. Quality using, you tell the product, you ensure that you have put in place that the quality is delivered. Control after delivery, assurance before delivery, you are making sure it is done well. 12, quality management. Quality. So our stage. Be a clustered or packed. Little quality management. The continual effort, regular effort to do the quality improvement in the organization, not just production department. Department, because the machines must be maintained well, produce very good quality goods. And must be involved because they have to hire the right people, train them well, motivate them well. Only then you good quality. Finance must be involved. They should find the right aspects, approve financial decisions, incentives. They should be involved to get the right quality. So in all the company, HR, finance, marketing, everyone will be involved to customer satisfaction. Center, customer is at the center. You have to achieve customer satisfaction. It is a continual effort, constant effort towards quality improvement, one-time effort, constant, continuous effort. 98% quality to 99% quality, higher. 99.1, 99.2, 99.3, 99.99, 99.999, 99. There are so many, say, decimal points, digits after decimal points, you can keep improving. So that you have heard about probably Six Sigma. Six Sigma is also quality. Continue. Concepts, total quality management. Total quality is about what are key steps that management must be involved. Not from department or HR department. It is a vision top management. They have to really better quality. Only happen. And focus on customers. Again, achieve customer satisfaction. The focus is always on customer. All employees must be involved, not just the management. It is not a unidirectional thing. Everyone must be involved. You have to involve the employees as well. It is a continuous improvement process, not one time, as I said. Keep better every day. And you have to partnership with your suppliers. Your raw material must be good for you to give good output. You have partnerships with your suppliers as well. Today, time inventory, you would have read it in chapter 4. To get them the ingredient, you get it on the day of production and you directly put it into the final product. Say I get the tires on the morning of production, I put it in the car. If there is a problem with the tire, I put the responsibility on the supplier. So he will ensure that the quality is maintained in his tires. Brakes, whoever is saying the brake assembly, they have to ensure that it works well. Have to recall lack of cars to fix it. And who's going to bear cost? The brake supplier will manage. So you have to work in partnership with the suppliers. And then establishing performance measures. So you have to measure your quality and targets. These are all part of your development. Again, you will see the same thing here. Customer involvement, customer satisfaction, top man leadership involvement, the quality policy. How I am going to measure and deliver, establish performance standards. Org structure. This we saw again in SBs and other org structures. How am I going to structure my organization to get this done? This is a strategy. This is a management strategy, TQM. I'm going to use to achieve better quality. How should I structure my organization the right way to achieve this? That is structure. Employment, we saw this again. Of doing things. What is very important to be kept in mind. I cannot just keep spending more and more to improve my quality. At the given cost, can I do it better, cheaper? Cost, selection and development, partnership with the suppliers. Again, you do reward recognition, performance measures, and how do you reward it? If it's very good, you give him rewards. You pay him incentives, bonuses. You can do it to the suppliers as well. Employees are doing good. These are the essentials of a very good TQM. All related. So they govern it in different lists in the book. They're all related. Length principles and scope of TQM. Scope, integrated organization infrastructure. Company as a whole should work together. It is this production department doing quality improvement exercise. Company as a whole. I think about these multiplexes, right? Multiplexes, it's so neatly, so well, right from the restrooms, it's maintained so cleanly, so elegantly, because attract more people. Toys are known for their quality, so they sell at a very high cost, and still they get a lot of customers. They maintain goodwill. So that is the sense of. Scope is not restricted only to the product. It is the screen and the audio. It's a very good audio, but it's a dirty theater. No one will go on. It's about everything. Set of management practice. Management wants to achieve better quality. It's to move towards quality in everything. So it's about that, not about product quality. It is not about product quality. Remember, TQM is about everything. See, the principles, quality, everything. Variety of tools and techniques are used. It's an established process. There are various tools to measure performance, improve performance, techniques to improve performance, reward. All these are established. It's a field of study. You can be a TQM specialist and go and implement TQM in various companies. So what else? So quality in everything. It is customer-centric for customers. Again, we are seeing it in different words. Process and system improvement, continuous improvement. Improve the process and not once but regularly. Keep doing it continuously. Involvement. Evolve ground decisions and actions on knowledge. Just top management designing something and forcing it to the company. The ground level decision needs to improve, or service quality needs to improve. The restroom quality needs to improve. People involved there are making the decisions. So it's a great decisions and actions based on knowledge, subject expertise. I have data. Using that, I take actions. I don't just guesswork. Okay, do this, probably it will work good. It may work good. It may not be successful. It is like that. It is about data to take decisions. And then teamwork and cooperation. You work as a team, everyone's involved in the company. Again, the same things we saw in the previous, the basic concepts, the things are repeated in different terms. That's all. It's teamwork and cooperation. So the total quality management. Total quality management, remember, it is quality in everything I do. It's a very good team workshop or a factory. A vast difference between somewhere there is no TQM. They maintain everything very cleanly. The machines will look neat. Floors will be painted for people to walk. This is the only gangway. You have to walk only here. You cannot step into the production areas. So your floor will be painted. Things will look neat. Your restrooms will look neat. Everything will be maintained very well. Your TQM, quality, everything. And then internal organization for standardization. As you can see, standardization, to standardize everything, maintain everything at standard. Because I need standards. Say I'm an individual making these special, making this particular kheer, particular type of cake, expert in that. I don't share it with anyone. I keep this every day. The problem is I don't have standard measures. I do guesswork, or I do use my experience to do things. So customers come to this hotel to eat just my items. I am the chef. I'm one of, they love my food. They come to the hotel every day to eat my output, whatever making for them. Tomorrow resign, what happens? They'll be able to, the hotel will no longer be able to produce what I was producing. So the customers lose business. They start making losses. So think of a large organization. So dependent on one or two people knowing the subject matter, subject and the expertise in that. What happens if they tomorrow? Suffer. So standardize all the process, document everything, and followed. So it's not about how to do it. It's about you did however you want to do it, document thoroughly, and follow it. So tell you, if you are making a mobile phone, this is how you have to make a mobile phone. If you are making these pastries, this is how you have to make these pastries. No one's going to tell you that. If you are making manufacturing chocolate, this is how you have to manufacture chocolate. No. It tells that how you are going to do it. And show consistency in doing that over and over and over and again. So standardization in process. What should be standardized? I should keep doing the same way again and again and again. I keep repeating it and become rebuild in doing it. Why? Because people may come in, people may go out. The entity must go on forever. The having a business, right? A company. See, at risk of looseness because of one employee leaving. So document everything everyone is doing and for documentation. That is very important. So these are ISO standards. Some it's not part of the syllabus. They are in headquarters in Geneva, started 1947 February. Now Eddie is president. There are 164 member countries. It's an international standardization. Two standards they have published are ISO 9000. This is about quality, and 14,000 is about harmful effects on environment. Meaning of harmful effects on environment. So these are two important standards. In our session, we are going to see a bit more about 9000 standard. Many advertisements, many business advertisements, you see ISO ISO company. It means their processes are so standardized that you don't have to worry. See, a customer, I'm comfortable going to ISO business because tomorrow if somebody leaves, the business will still be able to service me. It is like owner died and they are not able to service me anymore. I have to look for another company. So ISO company, they are going to do it consistently. Do it. Person is available or not. So that's the advantage. Why customers go to them. Then anyone want to buy this company, they'll be happy if there is ISO standardization. All values of having standard process. Approach to management. The complete systematic approach. It is ad hoc thinking. It is a complete systematic approach. Even to decision making, I need to have proper system. And again, continuous improvement. Do something today, you keep more processes, keep documenting it, standardizing it so that anybody can do it eventually. The approach to decision making, as I said, not a guesswork. It is a factual approach based on facts. Decision making based on facts. It's for beneficial supply relationship. So I tell my supplier what I want, and they supply it to me. Everything is documented, so everything is standardized. So input is always going to be of a particular standard. I'll keep using it. Say you hear these advertisements on food products, right? We use the best wheat from these, or get the and make these noodles, whatever it is. So their supply relationship, they get the best or standardize the overall process. Customer focus, of course, everything is on customers. Leaders must be involved. All the people must be involved. And it's a process approach. It is not focused on any product. As a company, what I do, that is the process approach. So that is quality management principles. Again, 9,000 because it's on quality management. This chapter is about productivity and quality management. Product we just saw. Quality is our TQM. Now it is ISO. These are the two topics in your TQM. And I think right before we get into the problems, to remember 9001, 9002, 9003 certifications, different degrees or levels of certification, scope and standard references. So how to remember? First rank, second rank, third rank. First the best. It's right from research and development, design development, till servicing. So to research product, develop a product, design a product, develop a product, the raw material for that, take customer place and install it, and post sale servicing. Not sell it and install it, leave it to service. Say, think of an air conditioner. They keep doing more and more research here, right? Something that cleans the air, the 5-star AC, reducing the consumption, inter AC, running at lower power. All these are R&D. So what the R&D, I need to procure all the necessary material, ingredients, right, labor force to do it, actual production, quality testing, take it to the customer place and install it, and for after service. It's not now for the next 10 years the customer must get the service, or as long as he's using the air conditioner, he should be able to get very good service. And the parts, everything. If everything right from till servicing, I'm a very good company. Rank 1 for everything. Really procurement, product installation. I don't put R&D. I care about sales service. As long as I sell it and install it, I'm happy. That is to procure installation. 9002. 9003 is only focusing on production. Standards only in production. So of course R&D to servicing is better. So you see many companies having 9001 in their advertisements, 9002, 9003. So 9003 production is certified. 9002 procurement to installation is certified. And then R&D end-to-end, everything is certified. Comes in the OT topic. Before that, I pause for probably a minute. You have questions? So prompt I do about the R&D. Suppose installation is, say some may not have any installation at all. Say they are producing FMCG products, they sell it. There is installation here. If I don't involve R&D and after sales servicing, suppose a fridge company, fridge maker and man company, I have an 2 certification, which means development is not certified, my service is not certified. What is only my procurement, production, installation. This process is all very good. But after service, I don't know. If your TV has a problem, they may not give you because there is no standardization here. They may do good job, they may not do a good job. The 9001 certification, you can be assured that their servicing will also be very good. So that will be 9001 process. Let's take one or two problems from your book itself. The material, I see simpler problems. So let's go to the illustration 3. Take my hand given formula of calculating the standard time, normal time, and planning. So we go into the problem. You have to first measure time. You take measure time. Remove activities from the process. So you and is like taking a break and all that. Multiple observed rating of study. Your employee is very fast in doing things. It's good, the best employee in the company. Can everyone do like him? It should not be possible. That's a very good player. You cannot always compare that player with everyone's performance. Every to expect to be performing at that level. So adjust that time. So the 100, say 10 minutes, 2 minutes break. So production time is 8 minutes. And rating 120%. I'm very fast employee. I'm working 120%. Or how long will everyone take? Will be on average 6 minutes and not 8 minutes. 8 minutes is I'm doing it at 8 minutes because I'm very fast and very experienced. Not everyone can do it. So at that time, that break it all that percent on standard time or on actual time 10%. You have to it's your profit as a percentage of profit charging before charging commission, after charging commission, that kind of working about it. So probably with the other per unit is ten standard time. So you measure the time, remove unproductive activities, and then production time, apply observed rating, multiply by the observed rating, you get the normal time, add avances and breaks, you get standard time per unit. This is time you have to use for your standard costing or your capacity planning, everything. Okay. This problem will be a direct example. So data is available for a machine in a manufacturing unit. They was per day, 25 hours, 25 a month, one employee. Time per unit. Every two components, machine time is 22 minutes, operator time or labor time is 8 minutes. Total time per unit is 30 minutes. Now data. Shortcut for adding a sheet. So long I was doing it. Okay. Okay. Machine. The problem. Plant is operated at 75% efficiency. At 100% efficiency per month. So this is a standard time. When it's not operating at 100% efficiency, which means doing bad at 22 minutes per unit, instead running at some extra time, because your actual time more, that only then your performance will be bad. So I'll tell time. Back we saw my percentage is standard divided by actual, 75% in this example. So given 20 by at 75%, actually 10 minutes, 0.33 minutes, and then at 100% efficiency, so he is doing 8 minutes. Of 32 completion unit 8 hours into 20 days. 2 hours. So I have that in 2 hours or this into minutes. So option will be 260 minutes divided by, sorry, I should be producing 321 units, but it is different here. So, machine time or total time per unit that's given. Number of produced 400. Operator can produce 400 and the plant is operating at 75% efficiency. Production, they have just applied it on the total 75%. Whereas given that if the plant is operated at 75% efficiency and the operator is working at 100% efficiency. Machine is working at 75% efficiency and is actually doing good. He is doing at 100%. So this should be the working. Next one we are getting this. The book, because they made the 75% on the overall possible production. I'm available to us. So this goes for a task now. Time being. Normal 200 hours. 20 minutes divided by, that's per unit. 75%. So with 300 units, because our full production is 400, but production is now at only 7%, are only 300 units. So your in the question. Increased by 10% over the existing level. What the output per? So we're doing 10% better level. This level from doing 10% better. If it is over levels, it's far more better. They are 10% from the existing level. The operator is reduced by 20% from the existing level. So doing 10% better than this. 2 minutes. Again 2%. Or D to 9%. Labor no change. 8 minutes. Minutes per unit. 200 hours into divided by what else is the about this for the book. So mix improved by 10%. By the 75% on that after that. So two calculations to change. time. Enter. So I'm doing, if it's 28, I should so many units, but performance is already at only 70%. Minus to 1 units. Say 10% increase, 20% decrease. All these can be applied from either side. See, I applied it on 22. They are on as 110. 10% improvement was applied as 110. So we applied the final number as 90, whereas I took the final number as 110 and 10% from that. So, though the standard time is 22 and we should have applied 10 for that, they have taken the final number 20 doing the calculations. So calculation differences, but go when asked in the exams, they'll ask as per the book. So by the 22 into by 110. 8 the total, and then the function hours into 3 minutes by 28, and then this 420 75%. Then 3, from levels you are changing the labor time by 20%. It's not changing. 20 divided by 100 or 120%. Units with the production. Okay, 284. Okay. Round 2 because fractional units cannot be produced. We'll round down to 4 units. Sample you can try on your own. After the HAL say row 1 similar to, we'll have an incentive plan here. There are some more problems, some new problems towards the end. Let's take, yeah, the CAS referring to unproductive tasks, productive time, observed rating. This structure, there is a problem here. production for 8 hours. Yeah. Observed per unit is 5 minutes. Being factor 120. Allowance is 30% of normal time. So I was here. Observed unit. There are no unproductive activity in this problem. Rear, the employee is working at 120%. And then you allow 30% allowances. So the total time must be 7.8 minutes per unit. We got that 7.8 minutes per unit. In a day of 8 hours, 8 hours into 6 minutes divided by 0.8. Units. Okay. 53 or 61 units to be precise, because you cannot produce fractional units. So this is 7 and 8. Study department. See, this also involves some time study details. Could do with that. So in the packaging department of a soft drinks manufacturing unit, reveal the following facts for worker. We kept talking about observed time, right? You take a time watch and then observe the time taken. This is time is observed. Cycle 1. Say is repeating the same process. This Basrao Patil is some employee. He's doing the same process 1, 2, 3, 4 times he has repeated it. He get empty carton. It's not spoon, it is carton. So to go and get an empty box, and then he needs to put 30 bottles inside that carton, and then close the carton and set it aside. These are the 3 steps he needs to follow. This is a break he took in between. So one he took 0.15 minute to do get carton. Is the bottles there in minute 56 seconds or 1.56 minutes? It's not seconds. They have given it in terms of minutes. And then close carton and set it aside 0.2 minutes. This round he takes it, but there is a star. What done broke? So he damaged the stock. So he has to. The carton was not set aside and was used for packing the next cycle. So this 25.5 minutes was next cycle. So move the 5 minutes 0.25 here. So there is nothing in the second cycle. Sun cycle 4, and then this he took 5 minutes to get 6 minutes to fill and point set aside. Now cycle 3, the same carton was used for cycle 3. So 0.25 is the get time. 1 fill, 0.1 set aside. The 0.17 to get, 1.5 to fill, 0.15 to set aside. So 3 different cycles of the same process. To find out the total standard time required, let's start with each of these process for Basantrao Patil. On 80% efficient in getting the empties and efficient in filling it, and 95% efficient in normal time be efficiency. So this is your normal time. Employee, it will take 2.10 minutes to job done. He does 04, but a normal employee will need 2.102 minutes. So normal time. Now the question is, standard production 8 hours when standard allowance is 10%. Allowance factor. Now the question is, what is this 10% going to be? 90%. What percent? You normally do a cross multiplication, right? Into 100, 90. It could be 233, or it could be 100, and this could be 110. So this could be 110. So 23.122. So now they have done the calculation. Some apply it 90%. This is how we have done. And normally on the base. So time 2.102 9 cross multiplication we have done. So 202 into 100 divided by 90. This is 90%. Your 100% time is 2.33. And then in 8 hours, 60 minutes divided by 25 units. .66 cartons. I think others, the rest are simpler. From this one we'll do illustration 10. View this problem. Close. Yeah, they've also closed it. Following recorded in a study of work sampling carried for 100 hours in a machine shop. Total 100 hours they've carried it. Or let's say 6 minutes. Hours. 2,500. 500 activity noticed. So observations 400, which productive observations 100. So unproductive activities of 6,000 minutes 4 by 2,500 was activity. They have not given the time taken for these 400 unproductive observations. I've just applied 6,000 into 400 divided by 2,500. Out of the 2,500, 400 was unproductive. So out of 6,000 minutes, 90 is unproductive. My productive only. You can calculate this as 6,000 into 2,500 divided by 2,500. You get the same answer, 5040. Now, ratio of manual to machine elements is 2:1. In some manual to 2:1. Machine. One part of this, 2/3 is manual time, and then 680 minutes machine time, 3,360 minutes manual time. Now, one second. Sorry. So, to average rating factor, 15%. Employees producing at 115%. So, see, there are two components here. Zoom out a bit. So, started with 6,000 minutes of total observation, but 500 was good over observations. Only 2,100 was productive. Moved the unproductive observation and took only production time. Production time, there are two parts, man minutes, one part machine time. So you remove this one part out for now. And man and up the efficiency. Machine doesn't have any efficiency. It keeps running. Has some efficiency aspect. So on that 3,360 minutes mapped because of this efficiency factor of the person who I measured. So I increase it to 364. They percent of normal time. Thankfully, they have specifically mentioned 12% of normal time. This is normal time. Allows 12%. Add to 12%, 112%. It's not 8 hours. Little further. In this used 6,000 units. So they produce units. Lame per divided 6. This time not impacted by efficiency. This 115% is applicable only for manual. So manual time is 0.72 minutes unit. Time per unit 1680 minutes. 6,000 units produced. Labor time 327 divided by 680. So my total is going to be 1.18 minutes. See, measured overall performance for 6,000 units or 6 minutes, 6,000 units. So it could have been easily 1 minute per unit. I can easily assume it is 1 minute per unit, but it is not 1 minute. It is at 1.001. What is the extent of calculating to the decimal point? Because we are seeing companies producing 1 crore units. If you are producing crore unit, the small decimals also matter. Calculating produces 42,000 articles per month of 25 working days by workers working 8 hours per day and an maximum of 7%. So we have the time required per unit. This is standard time. Now actual working. A by into 20 into minutes. Thousand minutely available. 1,000 arts. Zero zero 128 minutes. And up to this decimal point, we can read it. So time actual compute utilization of labor. Utilization of labor 16 minutes of your time. I used only 42,000 minutes of it. So action because we are measuring in terms of input. Within a bit, there are some calculation errors. I'll correct it. Please excuse me. And compute potency of labor. See, this 3,000 minutes is including the 7% holidays or leave absenteeism. So, well, time after exam to 90% usable. So, in this 55,000 hours, they produce 42,000 hours worth of goods. So, the efficiency is 75%. So, final answer, let's check. Manual time, everything done. Finally, 1001 minutes. They have not taken it to these next two decimals. They have left it at 1.001. So, okay. Minor to produce 40,000 articles, 42,000. That's okay. We'll do it in minutes itself. We don't have to convert it into hours. Unwanted stay with minutes. 7.0709 because we did this. So it 2 0 use that last two decimals. See, impact of reducing the last two decimals is a change in the percentages. 0.07 and to produce 42,000 articles divided by actual time. That's what we did. 7. Since by actual time is for inputs, I just left it there. Okay, so with that we come to the end of this chapter. We production related theory, productivity related theory, then IO and TQM, solving some problems. See, for the first problem there were some hiccup calculation. The book I have calculated. If there is a question in the book, it will be as per. And with the close today's session, if there are questions, please write to me. I'll spreadsheet, though you don't need it because it's all book problems this time. Chapters will be handled by Suresh Chari sir. So I use this chapter. If you have questions, write to my WhatsApp number and I surely answer those. With the as I said, you can write to me. Happy for your exams. Thank you, everyone. Bye bye.